Hi, in this video, I'm going to walk you through the iKrateSuite POS system and how to use it. So this is what the login interface looks like. You enter your username and your password and login. Once you log in, you get this screen, which is a dashboard. That is, if you have or if you are authorized to see the dashboard, that's only when you get to see the dashboard. Now, the dashboard, let's quickly go through what you have here. We have the total purchases. So these are summaries for the current month. Then over here, you get the number of customers, number of suppliers, and the likes. We have some charts here showing you how your sales is going over the throughout the year, and new items added. We have stock alerts, expiry products, the things that are expiring, the top trending items. Then the next model that you have when you check on the left hand side is sales. So for the sales, we have two different interfaces. We have the POS interface. Let me open that in a new tab. Then we have the normal sales interface. So this is what the POS interface looks like. And to sell something, you just need to search for the name of the item. Currently, I have some list of medicines in there. So let me search for para. And as you can see, we have a list of all the paracetamols that have been stored in the database. So for instance, if this is what I want to sell, it says out of stock. Okay. So this is where you come to sell the items. Then the other sales interface too is looks like this. If you want to sell the same para, you search for para, then you go ahead. The next thing is sales list. At the sales list, you get a list of all the items that has been sold and a summary of the items or your sales for today. Okay, so for today we haven't sold anything, and currently the database is actually empty. That's why you're not seeing anything here. But if you sell things, you get to see them over here. You also have sales return, where if you've returned any sale at all, you get a list of them here together with the summaries as well. Then the next model we'll look at is customers. So under customers, you can add a new customer, you can see all the customers list, and you can import if you have a CSV document of a list of your customers, then you can equally import them here. The next model is purchases. So with purchases, we can add a purchase, as in if you go and buy products and you want to put them onto the computer, you capture them as purchases. And this helps you track all your transactions. That is, anytime you buy anything, any product that you are bringing it into your store, then you enter them here. So when you come to the purchase list, which is the next item, you are going to find all the items that you have purchased that you have recorded on the system. Then in a situation where you purchase something but you ended up returning it to the supplier, then that would also be captured under purchase return. So you find them at purchase return list. Then the next model is suppliers. So with the suppliers, you can add new suppliers. You can find the suppliers list and you can import suppliers. Suppliers basically refer to the people that you are buying the items from. So it gives you are able to track all those ones. And for instance, you can get to know how much you owe each supplier or how much you've spent buying goods from each supplier. The next model will be items. With the items model, you can add a new item. You can check the item list. That's all the items that have been added so far and their details. We can find them under items list. The new category too, we can create a category for our product. So depending on the type of product, if you have different categories of products, then you can create categories for them. You can find a list of categories under categories list. Then with shelf, so basically shelf refers to the location of the product in the store. If you have various shelves that are labeled, you create the shelf here so that anytime somebody is looking for a medicine, just by looking in the system, they know that item AA is located on shelf AZ. Then they just go straight to shelf AZ to pick the item. So you can get a list of all the shelf that we've added. Then, okay, the next one will be expenses. With expenses, we have new expenses. That's if you spend money on any other thing aside buying products into the facility, then you record it under expenses. Then when you come to expenses list two, you find a list of all the expenses that has been recorded so far. We have categories. So expenses too comes with categories. For instance, I can categorize my expenses into rent, into salaries. It all depends on you, whichever category you want to use. So we can create categories for expenses and you find the list over here. When we come to the reports, with the reports part, we have the profit and loss reports, you have the purchase report. So the purchase report will give you a report on all the items that you've been purchasing, the purchase return report. So in cases where you return products that you purchase from a particular supplier, you get a report down here. Then purchase payments. So the amount of money that you've been paying to the suppliers to, you get a report on it here. Then item sales report. Here's a report on the things that you have sold, the products that were sold. Mm. Then the sales report is in terms of the amount of money that you were making per day, per month, per week. So you can find them at the sales report. Then the sales return report too will give you if there were any form of returns, you get it at the sales return report. The sales payment, so that one too, it's about payments, the amount of money received, but with respect to what people bought. Then we have the stock report. This will give you an overview of the stock, your current inventory, how much of each product is there, the expiry date, and all those things. You'll find them under the stock report. We have the expense report. Once you are documenting the things that you are spending money on, there should definitely be a report, and expense report is where you get those things. Then expired items report. So you can also generate a report for all the items that has expired so that when you want to do your balancing, it would make sense to deduct the ones that have expired from it. Okay, the next model is the user model. So basically the user model is referring to you, the employees who are going to use the software. So you can create new users by using this. Then we can check all the users that are on the system. For now, we won't concern ourselves with the SMS system because we haven't activated it yet. But there are a few settings that you can do. You can add different taxes that you want. Then units too. Units, when you come to the items, when you are entering item, you have to tell us in how much or how many of the products together are you selling. So for instance, we could be selling a product per bus. So that will be a unit for that particular product. If a product is being sold per bottle, then you state per bottle. So here is a list of the units that your product will be sold in. Then the payment types too. You can create new payment types. Maybe you want to receive via mobile money, via cash or check. You can create all those ones here. Right, so this is a quick overview of everything. If you want to log out, you come to your user icon app here, click on it and go to sign out. Right, thanks for watching and I hope you like the software.